Welcome back to Fort Mort. It is another modding video in this series. We are going to talk about Talia, and I'm probably saying that wrong, and I don't care. I am Mort, commander of the battalion. This is the sixth sister in the... This is the sixth Nightsister we're going to go over. We got one more left, and that's going to be Spirit. Talia is one of my favorite coming off the bench. I like her better than Spirit, but that's just my thing. As you can see right here, I've only got her at gear 8. I've had her that way forever, and I still do better in the Sidious event than most people do because I use Talia, and I think a lot of people think they need to use Spirit. Then they get aggravated why they can't get through it. So FYI, if he lands a stagger, the next character to hit the opponent or the enemy will then remove all their turn meter, and then she cleanses, she heals, and then she gains turn meter and passes turn meter to the team, which is huge with getting by Sidious. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this and look at it right now. Draining Strike. You'll see I do not have 2 Omegas on her because at gear 8, not worth it to me. Deal physical damage to target enemy, dealing 50%. Let me go back down here. Deal physical damage to target enemy. Nightsister allies recover health equal to the damage dealt. So she's doing a little healing here. You can add on plus 50% damage if Talia is below health with the Omega. Water of Life dispels all debuffs on Nightsister allies. As what I was talking about a minute ago, Talia consumes 20% of her max health, basically damages herself, and gains 15% turn meter for each active Nightsister ally. So if they're all on the board, she gains 60% turn meter right after using this ability. Other allies recover 50% health, because that's a heal, and gain 30% turn meter as well. In essence, there's only one other Nightsister on the board. She heals. The other Nightsister's getting more turn meter. It's getting 30%. Talia's only getting 15%. Okay, deal special damage to target enemy and inflict damage over time and stagger. This is one of my favorite ones. For 2 turns, if Talia has full health, consume 10% of her max health to deal double damage. Otherwise, she immediately uses Draining Strike. We go back to Draining Strike, which is here. So she's either doing 50% more damage, or if she's got the Omega, you notice the size difference here. This is without the Omega. This is with the Omega. So that makes a difference as well. And I'm not using it. So I'm not worried about her doing damage. But the key one to me is the stagger. If you don't know what stagger is, if you land the stagger, which is a debuff, before they take another turn, if you hit them, the stagger is cleansed and they remove all turn meter from the opponent. It's an awesome move. Very underrated in this game. Nightsister Nimbleness. This is a lead. I got to read it. Nightsister allies gain 60% evasion, and other allies gain half that amount. When an ally evades, they have a 50% chance to recover 5% of their max health. Maybe this is usable in Conquest for the evasion feat. And Nightsister at the same time. Actually, as I'm reading that, I'm thinking I might try that actually. But outside of that, I don't see any use for this. All right, moving on. All right, let's talk about the modding in particular. All right, so looking at the arrow, you're looking at speed, health, and offense on the triangle, health or offense. Offense at Relic, health at lower or Relic. Potency or health, depending on what you have, but I highly recommend potency, health on the circle, defense, of course, on the diamond, and offense on the square. In order, I recommend for your secondaries, speed, health, offense, potency, crit chance, defense, and protection. I do recommend early on health and potency, and then looking at your speed and health at relic levels, or offense and potency at relic levels. So stick around, because right after this in the video, I'm going to be doing modding on Spirit as well, because this was such a quick video. Okay, for the second half of this video, we're going to talk about Spirit, because she should be pretty quick as well, because yes, all the Nightsisters are she. If you don't know that, follow the lore. Everybody knows the lore better than me, right? Okay, again, as usual, the good and iffy visual will be in the video at some point, so stand by. If you see the one that you don't understand, don't worry, I've got an easier one. Go back and watch the other modding videos that I've done. I think we're in the 45, 50 range at this point now, so I thank you for being here. All right. No more gabbing. More stuns, and annoying foresight. That's what this thing's all about. And damage. Raw damage. Let's get into it. Deal physical damage to target enemy, inflict speed down debuff for 2 turns, and remove 20% turn meter. This team already gains a lot of turn meter by themselves. Gain turn meter equal to the amount removed. So you're removing turn meter and gaining turn meter. That's a pretty good basic, if I may say so myself. Deal physical damage to target enemy, dispel all buffs on them, and inflict stun. There's the stun that I was talking about for 1 turn. So potency does help, but not completely necessary. This one's offense. At the end of her turn and at the start of each encounter. So when she's done taking a turn and at the start of the encounter, Nightsister Spirit gains foresight for 1 turn. Listen to that. Every time she takes a turn, she immediately gets foresight. It's crazy. It's so annoying. While Nightsister Spirit has foresight, she has plus 100% offense and her attacks ignore armor. She is actually necessary, I should say makes things easier in one of the conquest feats because of her foresight. You leave Nightsister and Zombie together and they never damage Spirit and you just get all the kills. Okay, for the ugly visual, here it comes right here. All right, talking about it, we've got, continuing to talk about it, we are looking at my recommendations of health and potency early on. She's not going to do a whole lot of damage. In order to do damage pre-relic, you need to put flat offense on instead of offense percentage, because offense percentage mods don't stack until you get to relic levels. Really, honestly, the flats are better. But for me, I try to load my offense percentage. I try to load percentage mods on my characters even before they get to relic because I want those mods ready for when I get to relic. Recommendations for when she gets to relic, you're going to want 4 speed and 2 health, or even better if you have decent speed on offense mods and then have offense with potency. That is going to be the most potent, see what I did there, Spirit. You're looking for circle for health, arrow for speed, cross for potency or health, and triangle at health, or even preferred at relic level, you're going to want offense. Secondary stats, speed followed by health, offense, potency, crit chance, prot, and any. That flips around when they get to relic. You're going to want offense, speed more than anything, along with potency, then health. Crit chance is mediocre at this point at less than 45%, but her mastery stacks it like crazy. So you're looking at crit chance, crit damage, and damage. I jumped over to Ram Bam's account to look at a Relic 7 Spirit to give you an idea how much it scales from crit chance, crit damage, and damage. On the mastery, so looking at the crit chance, we've got 89.33%. That more than doubles because of the mastery and the relic levels. And then the crit damage at 229.5. But he's got him modded for crit chance and crit damage, which I already have a ton of. I would prefer that I have offense mods on my character. He's got crit damage up here. So he's added 8% through mods on crit chance. And he's added 15%. I believe it's 15%. Sorry, 30%. So he's added 30% crit damage through the mods and 8% and 8% through crit chance. If he takes that away, he's still 199.5% crit damage and 81% crit chance. So 4 out of 5 are going to crit, but his damage is extremely low. 1486 for this character. Give you an example of something my guy Ed here. He's got crit damage at 163.5, potency, which I love, at 108%. Going to be climbing over that tenacity. And then damage at 1617. These are not gold mods. Crit chance at 84%. So again, he managed to get the 84%. And he's got a protection primary right here, which means his health or his offense could be higher. Potency on the cross. Potency on the cross, which could be offense as well. But he's got some offense on his secondary. So imagine if he had offense on these. So the crit damage on the triangle is a good idea, unless you're going against people with that can't be crit. So I'm giving Ram Bam a little bit of grief, but I do prefer offense, but it's the way you can fit your mods, what you have available to you. You can do offense mods with crit damage, with potency, with offense, but you saw the recommendations. So her job is to be annoying, foresight, hit people hard, and stun them when she can. Speaking of speed, before I forget, I just want to cover it as well. 200 plus, you're going to want her speedy. That is 100%. I would just get her as high as you can without taking mods off of good characters. Crit chance on her starts really, really, really low. I think it's like 10%. So as she gets higher, no Zeta to put on, so there is no priority in relic level. 5. I give her a 5. Not a whole excess of needing to do it. And remember, guys, under foresight, she hits 4. 100% more damage. Another reason why I like offense. 100% more offense. She has 100% more offense. Yes, you want her to crit, but the offense, if it doesn't crit, is still more valuable. All right, here comes your good visual. You got a twofer. You got a twofer today. We've got the Recommendation of offense with potency. You also can do speed with potency. You can do speed with health. As you saw our guy Rambam doing the crit chance and crit damage, that is an option. It's just not one that I choose. Again, everybody's opinion on how they do modding is different. There's nothing wrong with that. This character's still going to do damage with it. Speed on the arrow, crit damage potentially on the triangle, and then offense potential. For the triangle, crit damage is a good one. Offense, of course, whichever one you can find. Offense and potency on the cross. Of course, it's the Nightsister. You want to put health on the circle, and then defense on the diamond comes naturally, and offense on the square comes naturally. Your secondary speed is a priority. Offense is second. Potency is a close third. Crit chance is very important, especially at lower levels. She will scale at relic level through mastery. Health, and then you can do any other stat, including protection from that standpoint. I thank you guys for being here today. I thank you for supporting me in every manner, including that one that you just saw right over there. And don't forget, we are 1 battalion strong.